You ready, Clerk Moskal?
Yes, I am ready, sir.
All right, and here we go. I hear an echo. At this time, I will call to order the regularly scheduled board meeting for the Village of Midlothian, Wednesday, June 24th, 2020 at 7 p.m. Roll call, please, Clerk Moskal.
Trustee Kamey?
Here.
Trustee Crowley?
Here.
Trustee Gillis?
Finding that it's not prudent.
Trustee Ivan?
Here.
Trustee Killily? Here. Trustee Kreis?
Here.
Mayor LaRue?
Here.
You have a quorum.
And at this time, I declare that an in-person meeting is not practical or prudent because of the coronavirus pandemic.
Mayor, you have a quorum verified by audio or visual confirmation as well.
Thank you, sir. At this time, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence for our fallen veterans. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
Thank you. Deputy Clerk PULASKI, was there any comment from the public?
No, there was none.
Thank you, ma'am. Then I will close the floor to public comment and move on to tonight's consent agenda. Number 1, approval to engage Public Safety Direct to outfit a police unmarked vehicle with squad lights and squad lockbox for a cost not to exceed $5,355 from the seized funds. Number 2, approval to move part-time police clerk to full-time position effective immediately at the rate pay discussed in closed session. Number 3, approval to pay increase for CSO Animal Control Officer as discussed in closed session. Number 4, approval of the Indeed.com proposal summary for new hire ads. Number 5, approval of the May 2020 Building Department monthly report. Number 6, approval of the April 2020 Fire Department monthly report. Number 7, approval of the April 2020 Health Department monthly report. Number 8, approval of the April 2020 Police Department monthly report. Number 9, approval of the April 2020 Public Works Department monthly report. Number 10, approval of the April 2020 Treasurer's monthly report. Number 11, approval of the list of bills. Is there any item any trustee would like off of tonight's consent agenda?
I don't necessarily want the Treasurer's report removed, but I did send an email to Treasurer Britton. It was probably around 6 o'clock with a question, and I don't know, she probably didn't have an opportunity to answer it. But could you verify, Treasurer Britton, the water surcharge revenue for May of the new fiscal year 2020, 2021 and 2019, 2020 are exactly identical, $38,322.
You're absolutely right, they are. And just so we know, it was the May Treasurer's report that we are approving, not the April's.
Correct. Correct.
And yes, they are. And so I checked again, and you're absolutely right. They are to the penny or within $1 or $2. They are absolutely, you're correct.
Okay, so then I guess my question is, are all these May reports or are they April reports?
They're all May. I'm sorry.
Okay. Do we need to amend the agenda, amend the consent agenda?
Yes, I will. Is there any other discussion about any other item? Okay, so then I'm going to amend reading the consent agenda tonight, and I apologize, I did not catch that. All of the departmental reports, Building Department, Fire Department, Health Department, Police Department, Public Works Department, and Treasurer's monthly report are all from May of 2020, not April, as I stated. And I corrected that on the agenda in writing. So, is there any other? Yes, sir.
I will make the same correction in the board docs agenda after the meeting.
Thank you, sir. All right, then I'm looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda as amended.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any other discussion?
I would just like to, just for the record, to clarify item number 2, and Trustee Crowley and Chief Delaney, you can jump in. The part-time position is being moved to a full-time position to replace an employee who is retiring, but the part-time position will not be filled.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
The only additional thing to that, Trustee, was the current full-time employee did agree to stay on as on call as needed for if the other 2 were to take a vacation and we didn't need them. So it's up to you guys whether you would want that opportunity, but it would certainly help out, and it was budgeted for the very scarce times that we would need her.
I'm good with that.
I'm in favor of that.
Okay, we have a first and a second. Roll call, please. Clerk Moscow.
Trustee Caveney.
Aye.
Trustee Crowley.
Aye.
Trustee Ivan.
Aye.
Trustee Killelly.
Aye.
Trustee Kreis.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, moving on to, thank you. Moving on to tonight, trustee business, Trustee Grace.
Thank you, sir. Just a couple updates. I did attend on Friday morning at 10 o'clock via Zoom, the Land Bank, South Suburban Land Bank and Development Authority meeting. It was a good meeting, and we went over a number of issues, including how they are going to have to reduce their budget to get through this COVID crisis. But the one thing that was brought up at the meeting was, as many of you know, especially Treasurer Britton, Russ Ryden has graciously allowed the Village of Midlothian to submit invoices for residential properties through the Illinois Housing Development Authority APP grant round 3. And I did send an email to Treasurer Britton. We did do a submission in December, and everything was approved, and Russ will be cutting a check to the village. I think that was, again, for grass cuttings and board ups, and I think it was over $4,000. The grant was scheduled to expire on March 31st, but Russ announced at the meeting that IDA has extended the grant, and it's first come, first serve for municipalities. If we have invoices that we can submit, and coincidentally, I think it was on Monday, Treasurer Britton actually reached out to me. So I shared that information. I reached out to IDA. They are still confirming the dates for submission, but there's a lot of work, and Sharon works on it, preparing the packages, but I've asked them to start preparing the paperwork. I know we had a pretty large grass cutting bill that we just approved, and so Russ, again, is going to allow us to submit invoices, but it's first come, first serve. It looks like there will be a submission in August and then one at the end of the year, but once the money's gone, the money's gone. But I'm hoping that the village can recapture some of these grass cutting and board up fees for residential properties. Anybody have any questions on that?
That sounds great.
And thank you for allowing Sharon to work on it, because I know there's a lot of work that goes into preparing those packages. And just keep in mind that we need to get it to Russ at least a week before submission so he can do his thing and get it submitted. Also, we've made a little headway on our census. I checked today, we're at 70%. However, Orland lost more, they're at 79%. I am going to be obtaining, they're in, I just have to pick them up, more Spanish coloring books. So if anybody knows any other outlet that we can get these materials to besides the library in School District 143, let me know. Anybody watching this on Facebook, if you have any ideas, please let me know so that we can hopefully get our census numbers up. And then I just have one question, Engineer Huss, for you. I don't know if you're going to cover this under your business, but do you know if we have the signed CDBG, disaster recovery document, signed back from Cook County?
I was going to touch on that, but we can certainly do that now. I have reached out again to Tim Kleist. We do not have it in hand yet, and I am still waiting on a response from them. It's not atypical. The situation doesn't help, but I don't have any adjusted report regarding that. But I have reached back out to them since the last meeting.
Okay, all right, thank you. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am.
Karen, can I ask a quick question? A couple weeks ago, I had asked for a status on the prairie garden, and you had told us the week before that the new vendor was out there and did an assessment, and you were going to follow up to find out when they were going to start doing treatments out there. Do you have a schedule yet?
They were going to be out there either today or tomorrow. I was at Village Hall on Monday. I wasn't there yesterday or today, so I don't know if they were out there today. I don't know.
I'm guessing they weren't because it looks pretty much the same as it did last week. So hopefully they'll be here tomorrow.
No, but they do have it on their schedule.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody was out there today, but I don't know if they did anything.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, it looks the same as it did last week. It doesn't look like anything has been trimmed or anything.
So do you. Okay.
Pardon?
Nothing. Okay, that's it?
Yep.
Trustee Ivan?
Thank you, Mayor. Can you guys hear me okay?
I can.
All right, let me step over here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Don't spit.
Yes.
All right. Village Hall was opened on Monday, June 22nd. Due to the small size of the lobby, only one customer is allowed in the lobby at a time. Masks or face coverings are also required for service. The village would like to encourage residents to conduct their business online or through email if that's possible. Next item I got is village stickers will go on sale July 1st. They can be purchased online or through the mail. Applications will be mailed to the residents by June 26th. And monthly metro parking, we're planning to start that again up in August. And that's it for me.
May I ask a question, Trustee Ivan? Is there a special link on will there be a special link on the village website? And where will it be located to purchase the vehicle stickers?
Yes, and probably under a page for vehicle stickers.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how we set that up yet.
Okay, once it's set up, could you send us an email and let us know?
Sure, not a problem.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I had one, Carl. Maggie had sent an email earlier today about Code Red. Is that something we need to discuss tonight, or is it something that can wait till next week after we have a chance to talk about it?
We will wait till next week.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Caveney.
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to let everybody know that Superintendent Weinert is not happy with Pete's mowing service. He's a little expensive on some of the larger lots. He's measuring the whole entire lot, including the pavement, not just the grass. So we do have a couple of bills that are a little bit larger than we had anticipated. He did agree to reduce a couple, but not all of them. So his final bill is going to be paid, and he has 2 other vendors that he has already talked to that he will choose to move on with our compliance mowing. Also, just wanted to make note to everybody that in the month of May, the building department received and processed 84 permits and conducted 83 inspections, which is, I think, a pretty monumental amount of work to be done considering the working conditions that everybody has been working under. And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. Trustee Killaley?
Thank you, Mayor. I just have one question, actually, when we're talking about masks. I know we're requiring people that come into Village Hall to have masks when they're at the window. What about our employees? We got a communication from one village employee who, talked to us about that masks are not being worn by the employees, or there is not really much effort for social distancing, which I think for me is some concern. For speaking for my business, when I'm in my office, I don't wear the mask, but when I'm talking to other village employees, or certainly when I'm dealing with customers, I'm wearing a mask, and I think that's something that we should maybe talk about.
If they cannot keep the 6-foot social distancing, they are required to wear a mask or some sort of face covering, and I will look into that and address that. First I heard about it.
Mayor, just so you know, there is markings on the carpet saying, if you're talking to a particular individual at their desk, what that 6-foot rule is.
If you can't hear Trustee Ivan, he's saying that there is markings on the floor that if you were going to talk to another employee at their desk, the tape on the floor shows you where you're supposed to be standing to do that talking. So if there's any other issues, I'm absolutely going to look into that and I will address it. But thank you for bringing it up.
Okay, thank you, Mayor, and that's all.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley.
Sorry, just a couple things, sir, tonight. Just a reminder that Saturday is our Independence Day parade. I just wanted to make sure that all of the trustees, I sent out a couple of emails that everybody talked to their committees to see who wanted to participate. I had some feedback that some people on some of the committees didn't know we were even having a parade. So I'm just hoping that everybody took those emails that I sent out and talked to their committees. And that the parade was still going on. So we're looking forward to nice weather, and it'll be a beautiful day. And I think that's all I have this evening, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Then we'll move on to Department Head, Chief Hotwagner.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I just wanted, everyone got the emails about the structure we had last evening. Departments. Our firefighters did a great job doing a stop through the building, reducing the amount of damage. Also, I want to thank our police department. They were able to get there. They got there before us. They were able to get residents out of the units as far as they can go up to the 3rd floor, or 2nd floor, actually. And great job by all. That's all.
Yeah, I don't think I got that email.
I sent it to the village board. Everybody should have got it.
You are on the address list, Trustee Crowley.
Clearly there's something technically going wrong with my email.
Clearly,
sorry about that. Otherwise I would have responded.
Clearly your favorite chief would have definitely sent it to you.
I would never forget you.
Is that it, sir?
I know you would.
That's all. Thank you.
Chief Delaney.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Just one thing to know. We do have a planned protest for Saturday at 1 o'clock. I've spoken with the organizers of the protest, and they've assured me that they've told all the people that plan to attend to be peaceful and they won't be tolerant of anything otherwise. So we're coordinating our efforts to make sure we have manpower to ensure everybody involved safety and traffic patterns. We'll let the business owners know that because it is going to the plaza at 148th and Cicero, they really won't tell me where they're going from there. So we'll just have to be going on the fly as far as the rest of it. But there's a good chance it goes back to Village Hall. So, but we'll work it out and we'll put everybody on notice. There'll be a code red to go out and a community alert to go out just to be aware of traffic delays or rerouted traffic patterns. And that's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Superintendent Weiner. Superintendent Weiner. I heard you. I saw you earlier.
Nothing at this time, sir.
You said you had nothing?
Nothing at this time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Superintendent Sperry.
Nothing tonight, sir.
Engineer Huss.
Just to provide a status update on another project, the Regional Transportation Authority contacted me today requesting a status update, which I provided them. No issues there. And then obviously we have the QBS advertisements out currently that will be due next week, which is right before the holiday. Just a reminder to the board and anybody on the future selection committee, there is not a specific date where there has to be a decision made, so I don't want anybody to feel like there is a rush on that. That's all I have.
Thank you, sir. Treasurer Britton.
Nothing, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, ma'am. Deputy Clerk PULASKI.
I have nothing.
Thank you, ma'am. Attorney Valdez.
Just want to update the board that on Friday, Illinois will be moving to phase 4 in the protocols for businesses and activities under the COVID-19 pandemic. Specifically, I understand that the board members probably get inquired a lot as to what that means, and as applicable to the village, we don't have any museums, so the most important stuff is indoor and outdoor recreation. The guidelines allow for select indoor recreation facilities, involve clubhouses to reopen, indoor recreation to operate at the lesser of 50 customers or 50% of facility capacity, with outdoor recreation allowing group sizes up to 50. As long as you're outside maintaining social distancing. Permitting multiple group given facilities have space to appropriately social distance and can limit interaction between groups, concessions permitted within the restrictions. I imagine that that would apply to the country club. They would be allowed to have multiple groups in that facility in separate rooms in accordance with the criteria. And as for indoor dining can reopen with groups of 10, with tables spaced 6 feet apart in seated areas, with standing areas at no more than 25% of capacity. What that simply means is that the restaurant can have individuals in there 6 feet apart, more than 10, and 25% of its capacity. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Crowley, we're going to try to get that sheet you sent on the village website too, although health inspector might doesn't know if it's worth it or not, but what do you think? I think we should get it on it.
Did you say Crowley or Cadney?
Crowley.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I did post some stuff about phase 4, but I do think it's important to put that stuff on the website. I can send you what I have, or if Attorney Valdez wants to put something legal out there, I'm fine with that too. Whatever everyone's comfortable with.
No, just send me that sheet you had posted.
Okay.
I know I got it somewhere, but it'd be quicker if you just email it, then we'll get it on the social media sites. Thank you. I have nothing tonight. Clerk Moskal?
Nothing tonight, sir.
Thank you. Seeing as no further business coming before the board, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
You got that, Clerk Moskal?
Yes, I do.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned.